日本時間1月22日、昨シーズン17勝を挙げ、ブリュワーズ地区優勝の原動力となったフレディ・ペラルタ投手が、トレードでメッツに移籍することが複数の米メディアによって報じられた。このトレードで、メッツはペラルタ投手とトバイアス・マイヤーズ投手、ブリュワーズは内野手のジェット・ウィリアムズ選手とブランドン・スプロート投手のプロスペクト2選手をそれぞれ獲得する。ペラルタ投手の獲得によりメッツの先発ローテーションが大幅強化される形となり、昨シーズン不振に終わったマナイア投手も2桁勝利4度と実績十分の投手だ。さらにこの日、昨シーズンドジャースにも所属し58試合で防御率 3.42 という成績を残したルイス・ガルシア投手も獲得し、ブルペンの整備にも余念がない。そしてメッツの強みは何といっても攻撃陣。リンドーア選手や外選手、そして新規加入したビシェット選手といった上位打線が昨年と同程度の成績の残し、ロバート・ジュニア選手やポランコ選手が本来の輝きを取り戻せば、その破壊力は一気に MLB 最強クラスへと押し上げられる。昨年はオフに大型補強を敢行しながらもポストシーズンに進むことすらできず、メディアやファンから総バッシングを受け、オーナーが異例の謝罪声明を出す事態にまで発展。さらにシーズン終了後には相次ぐ主力選手の流出で失望が広がっていた雰囲気から一転、まさかといった内容も含めたフロントが見せる本気の姿勢に、現地メディアやファンからも絶賛の声が上がっている。
Your immediate reaction when you started to see the buzz on social media that the Mets were going to pull this off?
King Cohen has delivered, amen. Met fans were going nuts worrying about the offseason. What are they going to do? They're ripping Stearns. Oh, Pete Alonso's gone and Nimmo's gone. They have delivered. Bichette in. Real center fielder with Robert in. Peralta, ace in. Here's the bottom line. The New York Mets, who knows what the results are going to be? Obviously, we have to see what happens in the season. Right now, the New York Mets, whatever today's date is, January something, are better than they were at any point last year. And that is all you could ask for. And they built it in a week. Oh, this is a great day, amen?
You know, Sal, we're going to have time now before pitchers and catchers to look back at the totality of the offseason and the roller coaster ride for Met fan. But how do you put in perspective just the last 7 days with what David Stearns and this franchise has done?
Honestly, Eamon, look, again, who knows what the results are going to bear here. But I can't remember a crazier week in my life. I mean, Mets have had big offseason. You know, they get Juan Soto. That's as mega an offseason as you could possibly have. But to have one move after the next, and really building out an offseason in building a team going into the spring training in a couple of weeks in 1 week is unheard of. So I think it's exciting. I think the energy is good now from a fan base that a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, certainly questioning ownership and Stearns and being negative and upset. Now that energy has shifted as we get closer to spring training and obviously opening day to the positive for the Mets and maybe intrigue. Okay, we don't love, Met fans don't love that they gave up Nimmo or Alonso, but at least intrigued now of what David Stearns' new look Mets ball club can do this year results-wise.
Steve, you were at Citi Field earlier today. You had a chance to interview David Stearns, and he mentioned they're still looking for starting pitching, but there's no guarantee that a deal could get done. I'm not sure if I caught him winking at you or not, but what are you hearing about how they were able to finalize this deal with the Brewers?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that they were always going to go all out to do. David Stearns plays it pretty close to the vest, but it became pretty clear the way that they've been operating over the last few weeks that this was going to be the missing piece. This is what they were going after. And Freddie Peralta made too much sense to not make it happen. You look at the numbers and they speak for themselves. A career best 2.70 ERA last year, 33 starts, the 7th best ERA in Major League Baseball, led the NL in wins with 17. But for me, what makes Peralta an even better fit for this team and a fit for any team is the durability, the length, the ability to count on him every 5th day. You said that he started 30-plus games each of the last 3 years. He had the 11th most innings pitched in the National League last year. And, last season, that was probably the biggest issue for the Mets. It wasn't just that the starting pitching was ineffective at times. It's that even when the starting pitching was effective, it didn't give the team any length. And that really, as David Stearns liked to say, had a chaining effect on the bullpen. And it was something that Stearns looked back on last year and said, I need to grow, I need to learn, and I need to put more of an emphasis on guys that aren't just effective, but that can go deep in games. Freddie Peralta is that. The Mets desperately needed this. It, again, is the missing piece, in my opinion, for a true contending team. And the Mets are that now. They are a true World Series contender with the addition of a true ace in Freddie Peralta.